Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to start an LLC in Texas. And trust me, it's actually a lot easier than most people think. Whether you're launching your first online business, starting a local service company, or turning your side hustle into something more official, I'll break down everything you need to know step by step. Now, before we dive into the how-to, let's talk about why Texas might be the perfect state for your LLC. You see, Texas has built quite a reputation as one of America's most business-friendly states, and honestly, there are some pretty compelling reasons for that. First off, Texas has no state income tax, which, as you can imagine, is a huge advantage for business owners. I mean, think about it. Every dollar your business earns is that much more valuable when you're not handing over a chunk of it to the state government. And when you compare this to states like California or New York, where state taxes can take a serious bite out of your profits, well, the difference is pretty significant. But you know what? That's just the beginning. Texas also offers some really attractive benefits when it comes to operating costs. The filing fees are quite reasonable compared to many other states, and the ongoing compliance requirements won't break the bank either. Plus, Texas has a robust and growing economy, which basically means more opportunities for your business to thrive and expand. Another thing that makes Texas really stand out is its business-friendly legal environment. The state has streamlined many of its business processes, and actually, they've made it super easy to file everything online. Plus, Texas offers solid asset protection for LLC owners, which means your personal assets, things like your house, car, and personal savings, are typically well protected from business-related issues. So let's talk about the simplest way to get your LLC up and running. Now, while you can definitely handle the formation process yourself, I personally recommend using Taylor Brands to take care of everything for you. They've really streamlined the whole process, and you can find a special discount link for their services in the description and pinned comment below. Here's why I recommend them. Taylor Brands basically handles all the heavy lifting. They'll prepare and file your certificate of formation. That's what Texas calls the main LLC document, provide you with a registered agent service, and even help you create an operating agreement. And honestly, having professionals handle these crucial steps can save you from a lot of headaches down the road. Now, before you can move forward with forming your LLC, you'll need to choose a name. And this is actually pretty crucial. You see, your business name needs to be unique in Texas, and it has to follow some specific rules. For example, it must include the words Limited Liability Company or an abbreviation like LLC or LLC. But here's a pro tip. Before you get too attached to a name, you should definitely check if it's available. The Texas Secretary of State has an online database where you can search for existing business names. And trust me, you want to do this research early because nothing's worse than falling in love with a name only to find out someone else is already using it. Also, think about your online presence while choosing your name. You might want to check if the domain name is available for your website and maybe even look into social media handles. These days, having a consistent brand across all platforms is pretty important for most businesses. The next big decision you'll need to make is choosing a registered agent. Now, what exactly is a registered agent? Well, think of them as your business's official point of contact with the state. They're the ones who receive all your important legal documents, tax notices, and official state communications. You can actually be your own registered agent if you live in Texas, but honestly, I recommend using a professional service for this. Why? Well, for one thing, your registered agent's address becomes public record. And if you're using your home address, that means it's out there for anyone to see. Plus, you have to be available during regular business hours to receive documents, which isn't always practical for busy entrepreneurs. That's another reason why I recommend Taylor Brands. They include registered agent service in their packages, and you can find that discount link I mentioned earlier in the description and pinned comment below. Now, speaking of the next steps in the process. Now, let's dive into filing your Articles of Organization, which is really the heart of forming your Texas LLC. You will want to head over to the Texas Secretary of State's website to complete this step. The filing fee is $300. And while that might seem like a lot, think of it as an investment in your business's future. Speaking of investments, this is where I really recommend using Taylor Brands to handle everything for you. You can find a special discount link in the description and pinned comment below. They will not only file your articles of organization, but also provide you with a registered agent service and help create your operating agreement. Now, even though Texas does not legally require an operating agreement, you absolutely should have one. Think of it as your business's rule book. It outlines how your company will handle important decisions, distribute profits, and manage any potential conflicts down the road. Your operating agreement should include details about ownership percentages, voting rights, and what happens if someone wants to leave the business. For example, if you and a partner each own 50%, you will want to specify how major decisions are made to avoid deadlocks. You will also want to include procedures for adding new members or transferring ownership interests. The next crucial step is obtaining your employer identification number, or EIN, from the IRS. Think of this as your business's social security number. You will need it to open a business bank account, file taxes, and hire employees. The good news is that getting an EIN is completely free through the IRS website, and you will typically receive it instantly after completing the online application. So here is something many new business owners overlook. Depending on your industry and location in Texas, you might need specific licenses or permits. For instance, if you are opening a restaurant, you will need health permits. If you are starting a construction company, you might need contractor licenses. I recommend checking with both your local city government and the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation to make sure you have all the necessary permits. Trust me, it is much better to handle this upfront than to deal with fines or shutdowns later. Now, let me share some common pitfalls I see new LLC owners make all the time. First, many people forget to separate their personal and business finances. You absolutely need a dedicated business bank account. Mixing personal and business money can pierce your liability protection, which basically defeats the whole purpose of having an LLC. Another big mistake is not keeping up with annual requirements. While Texas does not require an annual report like some states, you do need to file a franchise tax report every year, even if you owe no tax. Missing this can result in penalties or even the involuntary termination of your LLC. And here is one that often surprises people: not maintaining proper records. You need to document all major business decisions, keep accurate financial records, and save copies of all your important paperwork. This becomes especially important if you ever face an audit or legal issues. Once your LLC is officially formed, there are a few more things you will want to take care of. First, set up that business bank account I mentioned earlier. Then, consider getting business insurance to add an extra layer of protection beyond what your LLC provides. You might also want to think about creating a business website and establishing your brand presence online. Actually, this is another area where Taylor Brands can help, as they offer branding services along with their LLC formation packages. Remember to check out their discount link in the description below. Starting an LLC in Texas might seem like a lot of steps, but taking it one task at a time makes it totally manageable. Whether you choose to handle everything yourself or use a service like Taylor Brands, which again has a discount link in the description and pinned comment, the important thing is to do it right from the start. If you found this guide helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more business tips and tutorials. Drop any questions you have in the comments below, and I will be happy to help out. Thanks for watching, and best of luck with your new Texas LLC.